Hello and welcome. Today, we are heading out on a digital expedition, and our goal? To absolutely conquer the PTE reading module. I know it can be tough, so let's jump right in and map out a path to success. So, if you're anything like me, you've probably typed PTE reading practice into Google, and boom, you're just hit with this absolute tidal wave of websites, blogs, and platforms. It is so overwhelming, right? You're left wondering, where do I even start? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Think of this explainer as your guide. We are going to cut right through all that noise, take that chaos, and turn it into a super clear, actionable roadmap for you. And here is that map. First up, we're going to map the territory, get a feel for the challenge ahead. Then we'll stock our toolkit with all the right resources. After that, it's all about mastering the terrain with some killer strategies. And finally, we'll hit the proving ground to put it all to the test. Okay, let's dive into section 1. Before we can even think about conquering this thing, we've got to understand what we're actually up against. So, what exactly is the PTE Reading Challenge all about? The reading module is basically a series of 5 distinct obstacles. You've got your multiple choice questions, and then you hit the one everyone talks about, reorder paragraphs, which is a pure logic puzzle. After that, you've got 2 different types of fill in the blanks. The first one is a drag and drop, and the second one, reading and writing fill in the blanks, also tests your grammar with drop-down menus. Each one is a totally different beast. So to get past those 5 hurdles, it really all boils down to these 3 core skills. It's not just about being able to read English. It's about really deep comprehension, having a strong academic vocabulary, and crucially, understanding the logical structure of a text. All right, we know the lay of the land. Now it is time to gear up. Let's talk about taking all those endless online resources and curating them into a powerful, organized toolkit that actually works for you. Instead of just clicking on link after link, let's think about your prep in 4 simple categories. Always start with the official source, Pearson's website, to get the rules straight from the horse's mouth. Then you'll need practice platforms like APP Uni for their AI scoring and mock tests. For the nitty-gritty tips and techniques, check out strategy guides on blogs. And finally, go to community hubs like YouTube channels to actually see experts walk through these questions. See, every tool has its job. Okay, map? Check. Toolkit? Check. Now for the really fun part. Let's get into mastering the terrain with some proven strategies that will set you up for success. First things first, you have to become a master of knowing when to skim and when to scan. Skimming is like getting a bird's eye view. You're just trying to get the main idea, the gist, really fast. Scanning, on the other hand, is like pulling out a magnifying glass to find very specific things, like a name, a date, or a keyword. You've got to use both to be fast and accurate. Next up, and this is a big one, is a little concept called collocations. All this means is words that just sound right together, because native speakers always use them that way. For example, you don't do a decision, you make a decision. You don't have a strong rain, you have heavy rain. And let me tell you, knowing collocations is your absolute secret weapon, especially for those fill-in-the-blanks questions. A lot of the time, your brain will just intuitively know the answer. The right choice is simply the word that forms the most natural-sounding partnership with the words around it. Think about it. You don't do research, you conduct research. That's a collocation, and it's a huge clue. And what about that dreaded reorder paragraphs task? Well, here, it's all about playing detective. First, your job is to find the topic sentence, the one that introduces the main idea. Then, you hunt for clues. Look for pronouns like it or they. What do they refer to? And keep an eye out for transition words like however or therefore that show you how the ideas connect. It's a puzzle, and these are your pieces. Look, all these strategies are amazing, but they mean nothing without practice. You have to build that mental muscle, and the only way to do that is through consistency. Seriously, try to aim for about 20 practice passages a day. It makes a world of difference. And on that same note, your vocabulary needs a serious workout too. Don't just hope you'll pick it up. Be active about it. Give yourself a concrete goal, like learning 500 new academic words. It sounds like a lot, but it will dramatically expand the kind of text you can just read and understand without even thinking about it. All right, you've practiced the individual skills, you've built your vocabulary. Now it's time for the final section, the proving ground. This is where we simulate that final ascent and put everything, and I mean everything, together under real test conditions. So how do you do that? With full-length, timed mock tests. This is a non-negotiable step. Using a platform that perfectly copies the real exam environment, we're talking the interface, the question types, the time pressure, is the closest you can possibly get to the real thing without actually being there. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The point of a mock test isn't just about getting questions right or wrong, it's about practicing the entire experience of the exam. The more you reduce the surprises for test day, the calmer you'll be and the better you'll perform. Now check this out because this is so important. Look at what a mock test really measures. Your actual knowledge, that's only 10% of the picture. The huge majority is about your timing, your mental stamina to stay focused, and your strategy under pressure. A mock test isn't really about what you know, it's about how well you can perform. That's what you're training for. So there you have it. We've mapped out the territory, we've stocked your toolkit, and we've covered the key strategies for mastering the terrain. The path forward is crystal clear. You have the map and you have the tools. The only real question left is, are you ready to begin your expedition?